Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to PlayFrame and the Duck Detective.
Daniel, do you think that the Duck Detective missed his calling as a stand-up comedian?
Why?
Because he quacks people up?
Ducks aren't very good at providing laugh tracks.
He's trying. I appreciate the effort.
Doing his best. Anyway, we have new mysteries to solve.
We do.
Such as the receptionist. And more business.
Whoa.
It's a lot
boy.
of business. Blank, 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 to make him or her stay quiet about blank, 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 blank.
The Salami bandit threatened... Oh, framed... No?
Framed
Freddy
to make him or her stay quiet. No. It's going to be threatened, Sophie, to make him or her stay quiet about...
Threatened isn't an option.
Well, not yet, because we haven't gone asking around yet, but it will be.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I forgot that we get more words when we do stuff.
Yes, we earn words as prizes for good detective work, just like in real life.
Yes.
This phone, though, we should examine the phone.
Someone has left their phone.
Sloppy. All right. Who was the...
Kits Enjoyer.
It's
KTS Enjoyer,
All right,
yeah.
so this is either Sophie's phone or... Yeah, I think it's... Well...
Isn't Sophie the one who's into KTS?
Yeah, although... That looks like Laura's icon profile thing. All right, well, let's see.
Well, yeah, Sophie and Laura text.
All right. KTS.
Almost Dead is Laura's handle.
All right.
That's really good.
Angry fight. Are your parents still angry at you? Message. Nonsensical. Did a cat get a hold of the phone, or did we sit on it, or
These all express different emotional responses to the question.
I suppose so.
That first one's like panic and frustration. The second one is more like frustration and resignation. And the third one, I think, is more like, ah! Like...
This is the weirdest version of the multiple stages of grief or whatever that I've ever seen.
And I'm probably not reading it all right.
Well...
I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
Maybe the cats, like, standing on our keyboards are expressing a lot more than we thought.
Could be.
We should be paying closer attention to the very strong emotions that they're trying to express at us.
I'm just saying that Keyboard Slam has emotive meaning,
True.
Even if it doesn't have lexical meaning.
It takes a lot more work on a phone.
It does. You're not wrong.
Why would she write like this?
You really have to fight autocorrect hard.
You really do.
Forgot their phone.
So, further thoughts in this thought-filled brain of yours?
This is getting intense, isn't it? Maybe you could need a little help?
I've needed that many times so far.
You seem lonely.
Yeah.
That's irrelevant and hurtful.
I could be your assistant. What do you want me to do? Decipher messages? Talk someone into telling us the truth?
Both of those would actually be really helpful.
Yeah?
Follow people around?
Don't stalk people,
probably
Freddy.
less helpful.
I'm pretty good at that.
Don't stalk people, Freddy.
Stay here.
Like this?
Yep, you're doing great.
Perfect.
So excited to help with the detectiving. Sorry, the investigating.
Yes. See, I'm starting to feel like some of the bird facts just aren't
What?
peer-reviewed, if
ducks
anything else.
Do share 95% of their genetic data with bananas. Obviously. Everybody knows that.
And I'm also beginning to question you as a source about...
No, that's only intelligent. Always question me as a source.
Oh, who would hire me at this age?
Oh.
Maybe I can be a real estate agent. I always wanted to be a rich real estate agent.
The best kind.
Right? Everybody wants to be a rich real estate agent. Nobody wants to be an entry-level real estate agent.
Yeah.
I guess some people do, but the joke is better if I say Nobody.
Why would Laura recruit you to deal with the theft? Aren't there any other detectives who are actually qualified for the job?
Yes, and this is very suspicious. You're asking the right questions.
I've been doing very well so far, if I do say so myself.
Lie.
I figured out that they're together.
Will be revealed in the end.
That's true. We are. We're very, very good at solving mysteries. Just not the ones we're trying to. We can solve mysteries all around the dartboard all day.
Exactly.
Consistently and precisely.
What's that? The difference between precision and accuracy, or is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much.
Where did... Oh, Laura must be out talking with Sophie.
I imagine you're right. Ah, come on.
What?
I was hoping to slip.
Trying to... You want to get a workers' comp complaint going here.
I don't know if I'll get that
You
in
wanna-
place I don't work.
Like, put an insurance claim on this business, don't you?
Snoop, snoop, snoop.
Ooh, snoops.
Crime and thrillers.
Murder.
Murder at the Beaver's Dam. When the dam broke, Beaver Michael lost his mind.
Oh
Add
my.
to cart. I guess it's a book. Detective novel, I see.
Moiter.
A kidnapping and a kingpin. Never kidnap a king penguin kingpin on his birthday.
Not on his birthday. Any other day but that.
Eugene McQuacklin at Duck Detective on BlueSky. It's nice that we're finally all collectively shifting. Throw bread to the fine beak of Lady Justice. Social media account. Stalking.
So many posts.
We have a lot of posts. We're busy over there.
I want to see what we said.
Looking for a job will do almost
Almost
anything.
anything.
Buy my book.
Oh.
I imagine that it don't get less sad for the rest of the 10,271.
Someone is clearly obsessed with detectives.
Of any quality.
Honestly, if you go backwards and start seeing happier messages, that in and of itself is sad.
That is true. Really, the only way any of this could be interpreted as happy is if the messages get sadder the further down we go, because at least that's showing a trend toward improvement.
Aw.
So anyway, how's it going? It's raining. I'm a detective.
It's not really a detective's job to spin crazy conspiracy theories, is it?
Sometimes the truth is pretty crazy.
Seems a bit cheap.
But it really is raining.
It is.
That's not a conspiracy theory. We detected it.
I have proof. Splish, splash, splish, splash, splish, splash. See,
I tell you, Duck Pond can't resist.
my socks are wet.
It's the worst. Ducks are 70% more likely to solve crimes.
See, now we definitely know these things are lying.
Hey! They didn't say more likely than what?
True. Good point.
We could still be 70% more likely to solve crimes.
Gotta be 70% more likely than something.
Oh no!
We'll find it.
Her kitty's on the floor. Her desk has been... Stuff's been thrown around. And you didn't do it. It's
That's
not
true.
just the trash cans.
This is alarming. I was not responsible.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's going on?
She left? Just like this? Maybe she's at home. Should I look for her?
Probably not. Let's snoop some more, though.
Yes.
That's it. I quit. Sudden
Aw.
news. You'll never see me again. Dramatic. Sophie Windheimer writes very similarly.
Yes, she does. But why would she be crying about getting a letter from herself?
Could be she's staging more of this than I realized.
Could be.
What if literally everyone but Freddy in this office is in on a big conspiracy scheme?
What
To
a
get rid of Freddy?
dramatic
Yeah.
turn.
Freddie
I should
Frederson,
keep
more
this
like
as evidence.
Framey Framerson.
Extremely. All right,
Interesting.
I have questioning to do now about this thing.
Did you read Sophie's letter?
I did. Something's off. Something's different.
Or it could be that Sophie didn't write this and someone else did. Potentially. I wonder,
Laura?
can we find some other writing by Sophie anywhere?
We can. It is in the suggestion box, and it is different. She writes in a very cursive hand.
I see.
Thin cursive lines. Am I the jerk for expecting my coworkers to remember my birthday?
It's my 20-year-old female birthday today, and no one congratulated me. I don't need much, but at least a handwritten card would have been nice.
Aww.
Birthday card, high expectations.
High expectations. You got a whole party.
Unknown number. Anymore, I'll tell them everything.
Getting blackmailed.
Don't fight. You blocked this number. Click here to unblock. No communication.
Interesting. And that was at
She
2:11.
complained about this online.
So there have been timestamps on a lot of these conversations that give us the chance to sort of piece some things together. But yeah, if you check the suggestion box, you'll see that top one.
It's
Very
Sophie's
different.
birthday next Thursday. All right, just saying. Yeah.
Very different.
Laura from CS is way too loud. I can hear a keyboard.
That looks
I swear to God, if
similar.
someone steals my mug again, I'll end them.
Underlining. No exclamation points, though.
True. But yeah, if this is Sophie, that's very different handwriting.
Yeah, the person who complains about Laura's typing is probably Margaret. Circles over the eyes and in the exclamation points, very different from.
It's true. True.
Not that people can't change up their handwriting. Just, yeah.
Let's see. The last dialed number on this phone is 03051777.
Same thing we saw in Margaret's computer.
But what was it for? Because I can't remember.
I don't either, but let's see. I think we can pull it up.
Yes.
I
do really like this. Having all of these like clues that we've looked at.
That is quite nice.
Where we can pull them up. We don't
Maybe
have
it wasn't
to
in
go
the
find
computer.
them.
Maybe it was in another spot somewhere.
Was it on the poster about? No.
Yes. Notify the local police about suspicious activity.
She
There it
called
is.
the police.
I see.
About suspicious activity because she knew about the bandit and the illegal imports.
Sophie left! And she left a note on the desk.
Thoughts?
Yes.
This is the note Sophie left. Can you tell me more about it?
It doesn't make sense at all that she'd just suddenly leave. She definitely needs the money. And she would have told me. I'm her friend.
So if we re-examine stuff, well, we're still missing plenty of words, sure, but the Salami, bandit, still none of these are quite right.
Stalked?
It's closest, but I don't think that's quite. I feel like threatened is going to be the one.
Yeah.
Stay quiet about.
Kidnapped.
Could also be kidnapped.
Because the note is written by the Salami bandit.
True.
It's so similar in handwriting, we're fairly certain.
Yep. Okay. Yeah,
To
I
stay
like that.
quiet about what, though?
Sophie got kidnapped because something.
Salami bandit
somebody
wanted
to cry.
go home or leave.
Yeah, we're missing some words.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who and what should we?
Oh, many people to talk to about this letter.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Are Rufus and Margaret back together in the same space again?
Are they?
Flirting?
I think they were in the same room, but standing apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're probably flirting every time we leave the room.
Probably. Thoughts?
What do you think of this note?
It's no surprise she's left, is it? Would you want to work with someone you've dated in the past?
Suppose not.
Interesting question.
Apparently there's something to investigate in here.
Oh, did we miss something?
Apparently.
Maybe notes on the desk? Maybe
It's a
we
letter
couldn't see
for an
those before.
application for
Oh,
a
no, we
promotion
did.
to Senior Customer Service Agent. Signed by L. Angst.
Yeah, we saw that.
You did. But no one's in here to supervise now.
That's true. Oh, and there's hinges.
Finally, Manfred is out of his office.
Move the painting. Move the painting. He's the one
Time to
stealing
see what's
salamis.
behind his precious family portrait.
Smuggling salamis.
Oh,
Oh.
that's
Oh.
going to be challenging. CS 0000BD. Okay.
Huh.
Okay. We've seen 00 around somewhere.
We have?
And CS, yeah.
CS is customer service
So,
in other places.
uh,
Oh, we did see OO somewhere.
yeah, it was in some message. Yeah, can the 00 please clean their desk? I can smell it until here.
Huh. Office organizer? We have some place where we say who's who.
Receptionist, customer service,
Is
branch
CS.
manager, operating office.
Operating
So, okay,
office.
Freddie,
So, Laura, Freddie,
Laura, Freddie.
and then what was the last thing?
What was
it
the last thing?
BD? Bus driver.
Buster. Oh, yeah.
Laura, Freddie, and Boris. But
Doesn't help with. We need to find some place that attaches numbers to these people.
we could count the letter of the alphabet that it is. Like, Laura is
do.
the...
We can only go up to 9, so I have a feeling.
Yeah, that's 12. That's probably not it.
I feel like there's going to be a place where we're going to find some names listed out somewhere or something.
like
If we haven't found it already.
paired up with numbers.
Yeah. I have a suspicion.
Interesting. Very interesting. It
More
does
in that
still say
office.
that the boss's office has more, but
I
I,
think
guess
'cause we have
it's
to crack
behind
into that,
the-
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk to
You want to go talk to
these two-
Manfred?
let's go ahead and get
Or-
some Freddy chats out of the way,
Freddy
and then
chats.
Manfred, I think, might provide the puzzle piece we need.
Freddie, what do you got for us?
What do you think of Sophie's resignation?
Oh? I guess Boris was overdoing it a bit with that present. I did tell him to cool off a bit. Why are people not listening to me?
Great questions.
Mm-hmm.
Manfred,
Answer our questions, Manfred.
please.
Have you seen Sophie's resignation?
No. I can't say it comes at a surprise. She never particularly enjoyed her job. It's difficult finding replacements nowadays, though.
That was not nearly as much information as I wanted.
It does suggest that we've got
What we need.
what we need already. So let's kind of scan over evidence again and see if we can find
Okay.
something that might,
Birthday on the 7th for
right.
Sophie, but Sophie's not part of this equation.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing there.
No.
Maybe on their computer screens.
Potentially on computer
screens. We do
screens.
have the computer screens for all three. Can we make that larger at all?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing there that stands out.
Yeah. Same here.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I
And
still feel
troublesome.
like, yeah, hey, let's poke around. Maybe there's something else in his office that we've not looked at yet still.
Wait. Yeah.
Potentially. I don't think so, but potentially.
We could poke at his
Fancy
nameplate.
Nameplate. It says Ernst.
Ernst. Ernst Bernst.
It's a little silly, but we could go a number of letters in their name.
So Laura has 5, right?
Freddy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And
Boris is,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, wait, 6. Okay, no, that's nothing. I feel like we're gonna find something that makes it a little bit more obvious.
There's gotta be, right?
I feel like. Think.
Maybe we should pull up the places where... I was gonna say where the notebook has details about those people, but... given it's an office, it could be like something to do with how many years they've worked here,
Yeah.
or so Laura's like the best customer service person, and she is doing the work of 5 people,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to think of anything to do with numbers. If you read the little paper up there on the floor by Freddy's desk, it says that
It's a
Boris
list
is-
of all the
Most busy out of all 4
fours.
seems to be Petrovich.
so that number 4 was highlighted there with
Yeah.
Petrovich.
That is, multiple drivers.
So 4 might be the one that goes with Boris.
I suppose it could have. Boy, that would feel like a pretty... If that's
It's
how
a
they're wanting us to
stretch.
solve it, that feels like a really wild, way to connect dots.
The 2 desks on this side look unused.
But 2 is also highlighted
It
there.
is highlighted, though.
What does that mean?
Let's examine the other objects in this room for numbers, I guess. Numbers in text, rather. Did this have...
This folder says Manual for CS Agents. How and when to create
No.
vouchers correctly. I'm falling asleep just reading the title.
Maybe at the... No, the board just has the map of...
Yeah. The highlighted numbers is kind of conspicuous, though. It really feels like it shouldn't be, but it is.
It feels like it must mean something, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
All
right.
This
Her
stuff.
computer.
Yeah.
It says it's locked.
Right. Huh.
Nothing out here to give us numbers. And it can't be something that we no longer have access to.
Yeah.
That would be really,
Yeah, that'd be silly.
really weird. This also feels like I'm taking us down the wrong path.
Maybe,
it feels
but-
too obscure.
It does, but I'm not seeing anything more obvious, or which may just us be like us being silly, but
Yeah, we might be completely missing something very obvious.
yeah.
Little smiley face. That's cute. So 2. There are no... Okay. The first place we saw Margaret was in the kitchen. Are there any descriptions of items in the kitchen that provide us with a suspiciously highlighted number?
Okay, I have one. I have a guess actually now.
Oh, yeah?
So we saw the different position abbreviations listed there and assumed, that must refer to the people who are in each of those positions.
Right.
It might be how many people work in each of those positions. So there are
1.
5 bus drivers. There are...
I thought
there's,
there were 4.
I think it
It's
was...
a list of all the most busy drivers.
Okay, out of all 4. I thought it was Petrovich and then 4, but no. Okay, so 4 bus drivers. There are...
The 2 desks on this side.
2, or should be 4, customer service people, but there's only 2.
There's only one because the other, Margaret isn't customer service. She's office organizer or whatever.
No, she's something else.
She's the other thing in the combination. So it would be 114.
I think so, yeah. If
that's the math.
Yeah.
We can try it. That makes a little more sense than my thing.
Now, where's it list what she is? She is in customer service.
But it also says here that she's operating office.
Freddy's operating
office.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 4, 1, and 2 for how many people are working there in each spot.
But in the correct order for the combination, I think it'll be 2, 1, 4.
Okay. So customer service, there's 2. Operating office, 1. Drivers, 4. There we go. Okay.
Good call. Dang.
I did it! Oh, I always wanted to open a ridiculously big safe.
Satisfying.
Now you can dive into it and swim in the money.
It's true.
Let's see what secrets he has in here.
It is what ducks do.
It is.
Let's see.
Secrets.
Keys.
Server room key.
Yay. Dear Ingrid, I know I haven't been there for you and the kids recently. 2 letters, different handwriting.
Ooh.
Okay. But things are looking up. I would love to take you to a romantic getaway to Hollandaise. Love, Manfred. Demands. Listen up, demands. Employee of the month. TV in my room. Keep quiet about the thing. Do all these things and nothing will happen to you.
That like circle punctuation. I had theorized this was Margaret. This person is the one who complained about how loud Laura's typing is. If the circled exclamation point means anything. And it might not.
Could, though.
It could, but it might not.
Awful lot of security for a branch manager of a bus company. Wait, this keychain. Here it is. The key for the server room.
Excellent.
They can't keep us out.
Not showing this to anyone. Using.
No. Yes, straight to the door. No one can stop us if they don't know we have it.
Act casual.
So casual. Just your everyday duck.
Yep.
Walking to the server room.
Let's see what's hidden in here.
What are you doing?
Secret detective business.
How much you want to bet it's full of salami?
Might be full of salami. Oh.
That's not even salami.
Electrical sparks and blinking lights created a claustrophobic atmosphere. I definitely felt that I wasn't supposed to be here.
Again, I think that was implied.
But also, your servers should not be sparking. That's very worrisome, and I do not like that cable management at all.
Yeah, there's lots to not like.
What's he keeping in all these boxes? I don't think it's meant to do this.
No.
That one has nice cable management.
That one is a little better.
All, carefully done. Oh. That's us. Aw.
Bags under eyes. Anxious.
Nails bitten. Staying on the coat.
Breadcrumbs. Shame.
Aw. I think the nails might be the other.
I thought so too, but it's... Oh, wait, it is highlighting. Huh? Or is it? No, it's not.
Ah.
Tattered hat. Poor.
Is that been there the whole day?
Aw, buddy. Okay, so is this Rufus's little... You just threw stuff on the floor. Perfect. Like his little
Yay,
chill
more things.
space.
I think it might be.
Honestly, this is nicer than my apartment.
It is,
True.
actually. His books, his lava lamp.
Yeah. Camera 3 playback. Ah. Camera bus CCTV. Lisa. How to delete Ize's selling history. Dad, this is not Google. Manipulate history. Confusing message. Computer illiterate. Odyssey Island.
He was told to delete everything.
Bear Bus 100 Schmark voucher. Now unused 100 Schmark voucher. Now selling for 80 Schmark.
New, unused.
Right.
They were selling vouchers
Gotcha.
at discount rates because they could generate them.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of corruption here.
Quite a lot.
Interesting. And yeah, this is what Margaret was like, delete everything. And then he went to his daughter
Bear bus vouchers on Ize.
and accidentally asked his daughter instead of Google how to do the crime.
Well, we have all the terms now, so this is good. And I believe we've investigated the... Yeah, okay. It is time to solve.
Time to solve.
Sophie got kidnapped because the Salami Bandit wanted to...
Snitch?
Or probably because somebody else wanted to snitch.
Yeah.
Who was feeling most like snitching?
Maybe Manfred?
Might have been Manfred.
He was the one being warned. Or Sophie wanted to snitch.
Sophie's not in here. Oh, no, she is.
Yeah, she is.
There we go.
Sophie got kidnapped. There must be more to this.
Yeah, there's a lot of crime going on here.
Quite a lot.
Like way more than just the lunchbox theft.
Salami Bandit kidnapped Sophie to make him stay quiet about... It's like, where do we start?
Oh boy.
There's so much. Someone, something, something, and something. Something is the one that provides the something to something.
Whoa. Okay.
It's a lot of words.
That's a lot of words.
I'm just going to assume. Illegally dating, illegally helping, illegally importing, illegally murdering, I would hope. Illegally recruiting, selling.
Vouchers.
Wait.
This is different, though. This is a different thing.
True.
This is about Rufus.
Yeah.
Illegally selling vouchers.
True.
And then Margaret is the one who provides the vouchers to Rufus.
Rufus illegally selling vouchers. Blank is the one that provides the vouchers to...
Margaret provides the vouchers to Rufus.
Yeah.
Margaret makes them and then gives them to Rufus, and he sells them on Ize.
I don't know if this is the mystery we're meaning to solve, but it is, I think,
a mystery.
Putting a true statement together.
And then up top, where it says the Salami Bandit, it's going to be Rufus kidnapped?
Maybe.
Sophie?
Well, things are
an
wrong.
option? Is someone an option? Or, yeah, maybe we're just in the wrong place entirely.
Trying to solve the wrong mystery.
Yeah.
Or it may be more of it may be connected than I realize, but...
Okay, maybe it's that the Salami Bandit kidnapped Sophie to make her stay quiet about the Salami Bandit illegally importing salami.
Illegally importing salami.
Nope.
Someone is the one that provides the salamis to...
The Salami Bandit. Bearbus is the one who provides the salamis to the Salami Bandit? We must not be on the right track.
It seems like no.
It's a lot of blanks, though.
It is a lot of blanks, and we've got also several, what feel like several different...
Discrete crimes.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So, there is salami smuggling going on, for sure, that is being done via the buses.
And Manfred knows about it and is being blackmailed to keep quiet about it.
And
I'm pretty sure Rufus is the one blackmailing Manfred about the salamis because Rufus, in that note, talked about having a TV in his room.
Yeah.
So I think Rufus is the one who's masterminding all of this. He's selling stolen vouchers on eBay, and he's smuggling salamis.
About Rufus illegally...
Unless...
How does the bus voucher selling tie in? Or
just
does
that
it?
he's doing both?
I guess so.
Or he's blackmailing Manfred to keep quiet about the voucher selling. So much is wrong, though.
Yeah. I'm curious what...
Yeah, two questions. Pondering.
Easy.
And then also if there are any other puzzles we can work on.
The thing that bothered me in particular was...
Missing clue words? Are we missing clue words?
I don't think so.
There are still hidden things or areas I haven't accessed yet in this office.
Are there?
One is Manfred's secret compartment behind his family's portrait.
No.
And also, the server room.
Also no.
Additionally, I should question suspects about Sophie's note.
Did that too.
I haven't yet accessed the server room, he says, standing in the server room.
Yeah, no, it says we have all the terms. We have all the words. The map suggests we don't have any new information to gather by asking or talking to anyone.
Right. I think maybe the clue
Detective
system
work
there.
isn't easy.
Yeah.
Just
The
a
thing
little
that bothered
confused.
me in particular was
More
I need
business?
to analyze the letter in Manfred's safe carefully.
I guess we could stand to do that a little
I should also
closer.
see if there is a connection in the office to what's going on in the server room. I need to have a look at people's PC screens again.
And that's the whole Margaret and Rufus working together on the voucher scheme.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. So, demands.
Employee of the month, which is why there's sort of a very lazy effort at making Rufus employee of the month. TV in my room, keep quiet about the thing, do all these things and nothing will happen to you. So
I assumed this was Rufus.
no, Rufus is writing the threatening letter to
But
Manfred.
maybe it's not. Maybe this is Margaret's room, and Margaret is threatening to make Rufus the employee of the month. Maybe that's part of the blackmail.
She works in another room. We know where her desk is.
Yeah. Doesn't mean she doesn't have a little secret break room
I suppose so.
just for herself. But I think I think it's more likely Rufus. Because does it say me employee of the month?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then it is definitely Rufus blackmailing Manfred.
So which of these, based on just that information alone, before we start dipping into computers?
Is this the only one we have left to solve? Everything else is
Yes,
closed? Okay.
So this, maybe Sophie's not involved here. Could be
blackmailed.
Blackmailed, there we go. Blackmailed Manfred. To make him or her stay quiet about Rufus illegally
selling vouchers.
selling
Okay.
vouchers. There it is. Okay. All right.
That I think we
This is
could have
what
gotten
Rufus
faster.
and Margaret were doing with the vouchers. It might be illegal, but this wasn't what I was here for. I needed to catch the Salami bandit. I quickly needed to find out where Sophie was being kept. I also couldn't let the Salami bandit get away with this. It was finally time to find out who was behind everything.
All right, we got what we need.
Okay.
It's solving. Someone is the Salami bandit because they're blank and are blank.
Sorry.
Sophie is at somebody's something. something, a something.
Like home in, on, or under
Yeah.
a bus trip fight. Box cake. Probably box or bus. Under a bus. That sounds real uncomfortable. In a bus, though.
Yeah.
Rufus is the Salami Bandit because Margaret and his
handwriting are different. Makes sense.
handwriting are different. That, yes.
Have we
or
seen Margaret's-
identical. Different or identical.
Have we seen Margaret's handwriting anywhere? I'm not sure if we have.
I don't think we have. No.
We've seen Sophie's.
Sophie, but does Sophie... That might not be
Right.
Sophie. That's the
True.
bandit.
Yep.
Does the bandit's handwriting match what we're seeing
It matches
here?
Manfred's pen and writing style.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it matches Manfred way better than anybody else. But,
Trying to.
would Manfred know the word edgelord?
And now that we look at it, like,
All the way to my desk.
if we go all the way here, like, the one that looks like it's from Laura, the writing is a little different, and pen color is different.
Yeah.
So, like, we have seen Margaret's writing. Margaret's writing involves the circle dots, with, like you pointed out.
We assume that's Margaret's
Probably,
writing.
yeah.
But
True.
it could be Rufus.
Could be.
Man, analyzing handwriting just doesn't feel like a winning move.
But, like, the pen color and the style of the tilde name is, like, that's a
Yeah.
consistent thing on all the Salami Bandit notices.
Yeah,
On the note saying the thing is canceled, the party is canceled.
right.
The this note, this one, which is
Yep.
also clearly the bandit, and this one, the one time we see
Which is
Manfred's writing, which
Manfred.
is same color and identical in so many different ways. So
Plus, if there's a smuggling operation running through the business, Manfred makes sense.
a lot of crime is going on through this business, and
Yeah.
odds of Manfred being oblivious to all of them are very low.
So Sophie is at Manfred's home?
Manfred is the Salami Bandit because I mean, either one of these feel like they could.
Salami Bandit and his handwriting is identical.
Identical. Yeah.
Yeah. Man,
Manfred is the Salami Bandit.
we're geniuses.
That makes a lot of sense.
Does it?
Ironic that his handwritten note meant to frame Frederson ended up incriminating Manfred instead.
But we do have one more. Sophie is at someone, something a something.
Someone's location in, on, or under a of those things, fight and trip don't make sense.
On a trip or on a bus?
On a trip, that could be. Could be at the station on a bus. The Bear Bus station?
Is that Bear Bus's station on a bus? Just leaving?
I guess.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make
that's
total.
not. That's
Doesn't
not
make
it.
a lot of sense.
She doesn't seem to be in anyone's office. She could be at her own home.
Rather than
How
just
do we
wild guessing, which has definitely not worked for us thus far.
super well? No, and
Let's,
it's not super fun to do either.
That's it. I quit. You'll never see me again. Dramatic sudden news letter author.
We know she had a fight with her family,
Yeah.
but that everybody that the people who know her well are surprised at how she left.
Mm-hmm.
But I have no idea where she would be. Should we ponder this?
Might it, like, it's
Detective
hit and
work
miss on how
isn't
helpful it is,
easy.
but it might give a suggestion of where to start looking a little more carefully.
Right?
Where is Sophie? I need to consider who kidnapped her to figure out the location. More specifically, I should check if I can find any changes in the office environment.
Like how everything's all knocked over at her desk? That kind of changes in the office environment?
Could be, although I did a lot of that.
What are you doing in there?
Ooh.
Snooping around, are we?
Why did you ask if you knew the answer?
That room is strictly off limits. I even put up posters.
This is for important detective work.
Huh?
Harumph. All right.
Let's see. The last dialed number on this phone
It's the police.
is 03051777.
Yeah. Yeah, so there was does seem very much like a...
The plant and the cat on the floor, you didn't do that.
I did not do that. Someone calling the police is not conducive with the, like, I resign, I'm leaving in a huff all of a sudden. So yeah, there was definitely, like...
Also, the I resign note is written by the Salami Bandit.
Right. So, like, kidnapping definitely involved. Is Manfred still here?
Good question.
I guess he's not in his office, so he's not been around.
Manfred must have kidnapped her, though, right?
Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, Manfred's... Well, no, wait, Manfred's outside.
And claimed that he didn't know about her resignation, but, like, his handwriting is on the note. Faking her
But
resignation.
she's in the bus thing. Thing's closed now.
Aha. So...
Sophie is at Bearbus's
Office? Not station.
office in a
the
bus.
bus.
Oh my God! That's where she is being kept. It's important that I stayed calm now. I couldn't alert the culprit, or all of this will have been for nothing.
It's very funny saying this within 10 paces.
Yeah.
I needed to first figure out who is behind everything, so I could confront them.
Detective,
He's behind you right now.
Detective, we did that previously. It was the last mystery we solved.
We just solved it.
Detective,
Please. You have
Something
to remember.
was missing here.
keep thinking.
Who else was involved with
He'll
this?
put it together.
Give him a
got
minute.
this. Yeah. Let him
I had
cook.
collected everything I needed. I just had to organize my thoughts.
Okay. Oh, 2 mysteries. But we still got everything. All right.
Someone is the Salami Bandit's accomplice because they used to date them. And the Salami Bandit needed someone who could convince someone into...
Something. Okay, so... Boris is the Salami Bandit's accomplice because he used to date Sophie,
Yeah.
and the Salami Bandit needed someone who could convince Sophie into murdering. No,
Yeah.
Helping?
None
No.
of these feel right.
Yeah, none of those feel quite right. Let's
So-
duck out here. Someone is the Salami Bandit
sorry,
something because
what?
the Salami Bandit needs someone who could easily carry out the blank of the blank.
Did you say duck out here?
I suppose I did, yes. Not on purpose.
I
but-
appreciate it, even if it was an accident. Someone is a Salami Bandit's someone because the Salami Bandit needed someone who carry out the...
Carry out the importing of the salami?
I think so.
Or selling of the vouchers. No, that was a different crime.
Yeah, I think importing of the salami.
Okay, so this might be the place where Boris
So
is the accomplice.
Boris is the accomplice.
And the other one is a different connection.
Yeah.
Salami Bandit wasn't working alone. It made sense for the bus driver to be involved.
Here, though, so different relationship, not accomplice, enemy?
Yeah?
The dating thing is where it gets a little confusing, though.
Convince them to what? At the bottom. What comes after convince?
Convince into something.
Okay, so what's the something? Helping? Selling? Like, we're not trying to convince anybody to date anyone.
Like, helping
or
seems
murder
like the
anyone.
most likely to me. Mm-hmm. The used to date, like,
We know only a couple of relationships that are going on.
Sophie is the Salami Bandit's enemy because she used to date Boris, and the Salami Bandit needed someone who could convince Boris into helping. No, the sentence doesn't make sense entirely, but like...
Well, but the convince someone into something is confusing.
Yeah.
What did the Salami Bandit need to convince anyone to do? Everything we know, they were trying to convince people not to do stuff.
Maybe these are... It's possible both of these are accomplice things, but... Hang on. Was there anything in the communications with Sophie that were, like, also suspect, as in, like, Sophie...
Might know things?
Yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore. I'll tell them
everything. Don't. You lock the number. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the any more there sounds like
Yeah.
she was involved.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot to hang a hat on, though.
Yeah.
Even a detective hat that's got a little chunk taken out of it. Maybe it's that Sophie is the Salami Bandit's accomplice because they used to date Boris. And the Salami Bandit needed someone who could convince Boris into helping.
Yep, that's it. There it is.
Man.
I couldn't believe Sophie managed to talk Boris into this. Aha! I had it all figured out now.
Not so loud, he's behind you.
He's
It was
right
time
there.
that I confront the culprits. But first, I had to free Sophie.
But first, and Manfred just comes up behind him with an empty bottle and knocks him out, stuffs him in a bus. Manfred's been busted.
What happened?
What's going on out here?
Why is everyone yelling?
This looks dramatic.
It's kind of a long story.
And guess who deduced said long story?
Eventually.
The one and only Duck Detective.
Read the room.
This is how everything went down. The Bretzel Bearbus branch was suffering losses and had their budget cut as a result. Manfred, worried about the financial stability of his family, felt himself backed into a corner.
Aw.
This is when he became the Salami Bandit. He made his grand plan of salami smuggling and realized he couldn't do this alone. He recruited Boris, since it would be easiest for the bus driver to load and unload the wares discreetly. The bus would go through a customs check at the Salsiccia bus station first. And then Boris would take a detour to get the salami and load it onto the bus. This is why the buses always had a huge delay.
Ah.
It wouldn't be easy to talk Boris into crime, so Manfred convinced Sophie to join the team. Boris's obsession with her would make it easy for her to manipulate him into helping with their plan. Everything was going well until the Duck Detective, that's me, infiltrated the office. Freddy was meant to be the scapegoat for the crime, but I'm not fooled that easily. Sophie began getting cold feet and ultimately wanted to confess to the police. Manfred couldn't have this, so he interfered. In an outburst of panic, he abducted her and hid her in the luggage compartment of one of the buses. And this is why Manfred stole Laura's lunch!
You're welcome. Also, there's some, voucher sales going on. It's irrelevant, but also, I found it out and I'm proud.
And it's very much a crime, and we're going to tell you about it.
Everything is figured out, but who is truly guilty? Manfred, Sophie, and Boris are all involved in the smuggling.
Mm-hmm.
Who should get arrested for their crimes? Manfred was the mastermind behind everything. Should Manfred get arrested?
I don't feel like that part's our job, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know how things work in East.
Brazil?
East, but
East.
I feel like the hired detective doesn't say this part.
Yeah. I don't feel good about this at all.
I mean, there was attempted kidnapping. If nothing else, that's
True.
probably also... Yeah, something should happen on that one.
He is the reason this all started in the first place. Of course he should be arrested. What about Sophie? Without her, the smuggling wouldn't have been possible. She manipulated poor Boris into taking the salami across the border. Should Sophie get arrested?
I don't... Man.
I mean, if we're going strictly on who here has done crimes, I think only 2 of us are actually going home today.
Right? Is it Freddy and Laura?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I don't know.
Duck Detective would be a 3rd, but again, no bus fare.
Yeah. Duck Detective has to sleep here tonight.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about saying people should be arrested.
Not that it really matters what we say. Again,
Exactly.
Duck Detective, we're not in charge.
Also that.
Like,
sure, I could point, all of you get arrested.
Uh-huh.
And now you're
cop.
unarrested. Nope, back on. This is easy.
What she did was clearly illegal. She needs to face the consequences. Boris was at the end of the chain. Had he refused to take the salami on board, the plan would have not worked out. Should Boris get arrested?
This just sounds like we're meant to render judgment on these people for their actions. And
This is a weird little twist to do at the end of the detective game.
I don't like rendering judgment on their actions. They had their reasons, you know?
We're going strictly, again, just on did crime activity.
Was this a crime?
I guess.
I guess.
I am hoping that after this,
Sure.
it then goes on to say it's just every other person in the office, should they get arrested?
Yeah.
Because then I'm back on board. Yeah, all right.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm hoping for.
He might have not realized what was going on entirely, but that doesn't mean he's not liable for engaging in the smuggling. All right, I've made up my mind. I will report to the state police. Manfred! Sophie! Boris!
And I do it again! Anything to secure my family's well-being.
I'm not sure grand-scale salami smuggling was necessary for that.
How else was I going to cope with all the budget cuts? If anyone actually worked in this office, we wouldn't have such terrible performance in the first place.
Hey, I work.
Yes, and then you keep asking for promotions. How am I going to give anyone a promotion if we have people baking cakes during working hours? And while we're at it, Rufus! How dare you embezzle money from the company and then threaten me?
That's... Rufus said we're only doing that until his book takes off. And then I'll play the lead alien in the movie adaptation.
Look who's going to jail now, Manfred. Not me, that's for sure.
I stand by what I said. I regret nothing.
What is this? If I had known that calling the duck detective would result in this, I would have never done it. You were supposed to find out who stole my lunch, not accuse my best friend of smuggling.
I knew this was a bad idea from the beginning. Why did Boris have to lose the bag? My God, he is such an idiot!
I had no idea it was that important. Why didn't anyone tell me about the plan? You said your cousin was ill, and the only thing that would make her happy was the salsiccia salamis.
I should have known. If you're stupid enough to believe that, then you're also too stupid to bring a couple sausages across the border.
Wow, you really did quack the case, Mr. Duck Detective.
Thank you, Freddy.
You're just as cool as I imagined.
Not now, Fredderson.
No.
The truth is an ugly mistress.
Do you think we can go back and do it again, but none of them go to jail?
But it is my duty to throw bread to the fine beak of Lady Justice.
Like,
What a weird choice.
right?
It's like a bizarre choice to pose.
It's just, it's kind of a bummer at the end. I don't know. Like the kidnapping thing, legitimately, what was he going to do with her?
Yeah.
Where do you go from there? I get it. But like, I'm not so sure arresting the other two. None of it felt good. Also, we're not an actual cop. We shouldn't be making this choice. What?
Yeah, it was a very strange choice on that part. I am curious what the other, like, it's because clearly, like, there's different endings to this. I am curious what the, it's Brian David Gilbert. Nice.
Cool.
What the ending looks like if you arrest, like, choose nobody to be arrested.
Yeah, me too.
It's in part because I'm just curious as to be like, all right, what, like, this is a weird, almost sort of like moral decision, judgment, sort of open-ended type thing to have thrown in at the end. I'm just curious, like, what are they seeing as the other way this plays out?
Yeah.
What's being tested here?
Oh, crap.
Didn't get paid.
I completely forgot to collect my payment from Laura. Everybody already went home. How am I going to pay for the bus? Guess I'm walking home.
Aw.
Need a ride? I just booked this one. It's been such a long day after all.
No, thank you.
Come on, it'll be fun. Plus, you must be tired after all the detective work.
I really don't.
Please?
Yeah, fine.
Great. Now I finally have time to tell you all about my ideas for your social media.
Oh no.
Please don't.
I could get you tons of publicity.
No.
And imagine, we can team up,
Absolutely not.
and I can be your sidekick.
Kind of back to the stalking thing a little bit.
Little bit.
Just a little bit.
But maybe the sidekick would have reminded us to collect payment.
It's true. Might have happened. Did you know there are over 1,000 ducks?
I can believe that one. Sit tight, everyone. I'm going to see how fast we can get back to that point, because I'm really fascinated now to see like what
goes
how
different.
How else do they see this ending?
Yeah.
All right, BRB.
Who should get arrested for their crimes?
Nobody this time.
Manfred
Yeah.
was the mastermind behind everything. Should Manfred get arrested? He was the planner, but he technically didn't get his hands dirty.
This is honestly actually going to be turning out really funny. If you think about it, technically no crime happened at all. Because one person did every single part.
We're the best detective.
Not to mention what it would do to his poor family. What about Sophie? Without her, the smuggling wouldn't have been possible. She manipulated poor Boris into taking the salami across the border. Should Sophie get arrested? Manfred clearly was the one who gave the instructions. Sophie was naive to follow along, but I don't believe she is truly liable. Boris was at the end of the chain. Had he refused to take the salami on board, the plan would have not worked out. Should Boris get arrested?
Nah.
He didn't even realize what was happening. I don't think this is a basis for arresting someone. A crime was committed, so there must be someone who is accountable.
Please say we actually pin this on Freddy now. Because that would actually be very funny.
So amazing. And drastically change the ending.
I need to make up my mind.
Everything is figured out.
Oh, so we actually do have to choose somebody.
Manfred, Sophie, and Boris are all involved in the smuggling. Who should get arrested for their crime? Manfred was the mastermind. Should Manfred
I mean,
get
I guess,
arrested?
sure, if we're doing it this way, sure.
I guess that's why they did the 98% of people said Manfred should. Because when you get right down to it, he's the one who kind of drove the crime.
Yeah, like he was the one in charge calling the shots on this sort of thing. Like, yeah, he's
He's the kingpin of the salami. Or whatever.
He is the reason this all started in the first place. Of course he should be arrested. What about Sophie? Without her, the smuggling wouldn't have been possible. She manipulated.
Right, okay, we've heard this a few times.
Sophie get arrested?
But no.
Manfred clearly was the one who gave the instructions. Sophie was naive to follow.
All right, Boris.
Had he refused, should Boris get arrested?
No.
He didn't even realize what was happening. I don't think this is a basis for arresting someone. All right, I've made up my mind. I will report to the state police. Manfred!
And I do it again!
Okay.
Anything to secure my family's well-being.
I'm not sure grand-scale salami smuggling was necessary for that.
I'm curious how the rest of this plays out differently.
How else
Or if
was
it
I
plays
going to
out
cope
differently.
Or
with
if,
all the
yeah.
budget cuts?
Maybe
If
it's
anyone
just a
actually
difference in
worked
who
in
gets
this
the
office,
handcuffs in the end.
we wouldn't have such terrible performance in the first place.
Hey, I work.
Yes, and then you keep asking for promotions. How am I going to give anyone a promotion if we have people baking cakes during working hours? And while we're at it, Rufus, how dare you embezzle money from the company and then threaten me?
That's... Rufus said we're only doing that until his book takes off. And then I'll play the lead alien in the movie adaptation.
Look who's going to jail now, Manfred. Not me, that's for sure.
I stand by what I said. I regret nothing.
Wow, you really did quack the case, Mr. Duck Detective. You're just as cool as I imagined.
Not now, Fredderson.
So how does this go?
The truth. The truth is an ugly mistress. But it is my duty to throw bread to the fine beak of Lady Justice.
And Sophie looks pretty smug in that last little shot there.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'll have to watch for it in the edit, because I didn't notice. Okay.
Now, I have one more curiosity here. As long as we're just here and just zipping through the ending sort of thing again,
wanna
and
do
it goes pretty
Sophie?
fast. I'm curious if we accuse Sophie only
Okay.
there, what that ending looks like.
Just because she was smug at the end?
Yeah, just from her smugness at the end, just made me wonder
Maybe
if there's
she's-
if she's secretly the actual mastermind of all the things.
Maybe she's the real power behind the throne?
Yeah,
I'm down to see.
I'm just curious. Honestly, I don't love this as a way for this game to wrap up. I think this is a really silly way to wrap up your comedy detective game. Just write an ending that's funny or amusing or whatever. And you can have it go several ways, but have it branch in a sort of vanilla way, and then comedy options okay, no one's guilty. We're framing Fred. Just do something of that sort. This feels like a weird, bizarre moral choice at the end in a weird way.
It feels like a turn into much more real, serious crime and consequences kind of space.
I'm not sure why the branching paths at the end here, although I guess that's why I'm wanting to see the Sophie version if it's sort of oh, all right, you're smart, you actually cracked the case, good job, sort of I'm curious to see.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
Let's okay, all right,
About to collect my
sit tight everyone, one more go.
Who should get arrested for their crimes?
Okay, this time let's say so I would try as the next thing, if it didn't take a little bit of time looping around to this each time, try arresting Sophie and Manfred both, since they are the ones who seem a little bit more knowingly involved in the crime thing. But I'm not expecting anything to be significantly different here, so
And I'm also curious what happens if you don't arrest Manfred. What does he say?
I'm also sort of curious, if you arrest Boris only, what even, but at this point it's kind of all playing out similarly enough that I'm not expecting a lot's gonna be different.
Yeah.
And but let's see.
Manfred was the mastermind behind everything.
Right.
Should Manfred
No.
get arrested? He was the... Without her...
Sophie.
Should Sophie get
Yes.
arrested? What she did... Boris was at...
And
had he
no.
refused- Should Boris get arrested? He didn't even I don't think this is a basis for a... All right. I've made up my mind.
I wonder how many people replay all of
I
these
will report to the state
and
police.
skew the statistics.
Sophie.
What is this? If I had known that calling the duck detective would result in this, I would have never done it. You were supposed to find out who stole my lunch, not accuse my best friend of smuggling.
I knew this was a bad idea from the beginning. Why did Boris have to lose the bag? My God, he is such an idiot!
I had no idea it was that important. Why didn't anyone tell me about the plan? You said your cousin was ill, and the only thing that would make her happy was the salsiccia salamis.
I should have known. If you're stupid enough to believe that, then you're also too stupid to bring a couple sausages across the border.
I get that he's your ex, but that's not very
You really
nice.
did quack the case, Mr. Duck Detective. You're just as cool as I imagined.
But now, Fredderson,
So
the truth. The truth is an ugly mistress.
So just her.
and now he's looking smug back there.
Yeah,
It is
okay.
my duty to throw bread to the fine beast.
And maybe things play out a little differently if you arrest the two of them and leave Boris out. At this point, I
Yeah.
kind of am no longer interested because this.
In looping around a zillion times to see each slightly different variant.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like this is just a weird kind of dud way to end this game. Not just because, obviously, you and I feel sort of ethically pretty conflicted around being the one to pass the judgment on like whether people get arrested or not. Like that's not the thing.
We're not cops. We
Yeah.
don't get to make that choice.
Even if we were cops, I guess we could choose the arresting, not anything that happens past that point legally or
Yeah.
whatever. But for this game, for what this game is, shifting gears from like, all right, let's solve the mystery in this silly office drama to is like, okay, pass judgment.
Yeah.
And
like, who's not going home to see their family tonight?
yeah, and like,
Is kind of.
yeah, it's just a weird shift. Like it, even like ignoring the tone side, it's a weird shift in how like what the game is being and what the experience is. I feel like it would just be stronger to like write a amusing frog detective-y kind of ending to the thing, or have several of them that are all various degrees of sort of like silliness and fun, or just, all right, it ends this way. This person gets arrested, and based on some other things that you did, different little events may play out, or making the choice be like okay, well, like this is the sort of like vanilla way that like Manfred gets arrested, and maybe then you can have some comedy choices that you can build to, like, all right, Sophie gets arrested, or Freddy gets arrested, Laura gets arrested for literally no reason. Like just these sorts of silly things. Like this is just a weird thing to do at the end of the game that kind of like sours my feeling on it at large. It's just a real dud note to end on.
It is not as fun as the rest of the game was. It ends up being a very sobering ending that feels like we've shifted into a completely different kind of story.
Yeah.
And maybe it shouldn't. Maybe along the way we forgot that we're in this film noir with this dark world that's full of litter and sadness.
But it's all silly. Like it's all silly at the same time.
It
like,
is, yeah.
Throughout. And it's, again, like for me, ignoring the tone, it's just no one of these endings feels like a satisfying conclusion. And certainly no one of them feels more so than the other. They all just sort of feel like okay, like weird.
Amongst other things, Rufus and Margaret get off scot-free entirely.
Yeah.
Even though we also have evidence of them very much doing crimes.
It feels, I guess maybe part of it is that it feels similar to the kind of like 2010 RPG kind of thing where you're making moral choices.
Yeah. And
your ending is kind of like the outcome of your various moral choices, or you're choosing which of the endings you want that feels the most right, or the right way for the story to end, or the right way morally that you think the story should go. Like, and it kind of feels similar to that kind of structure, but it's not that necessarily, but it also, like, I don't understand why that choice is here. Mm-hmm. It's like, what is gained by having this choice at the end? None of the endings feel distinct enough or rewarding enough to get different ones. So I know we're rambling for a long time on this at the very end of what's otherwise been a very fun, silly little detective game. We're just very confused.
Yeah.
By the choice here, narratively.
I forgot to collect my pay. Everybody already went home. How am I going to pay? Guess.
Anyway, though, sorry for the long, weird sort of like
rambly end.
Yeah.
I just booked this one.
I'll share part blame with the game for that because we got stuck on it. We're very confused with that part. But we've otherwise had a very good time with the silliness and the cute art and the animal detective games are apparently just our speed.
And so much of this was every bit as charming and silly and fun to try and figure out as we had hoped.
Yeah.
So
we're here for silly detective games. We will definitely be finding and doing more of them in the future.
Heck yeah.
Please don't.
Like, no question.
No.
And imagine, we can team up.
Absolutely not.
And I could be your sidekick.
I do feel like if there's a sequel to this, Freddy will be a sidekick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's got to be some payoff for Freddy.
That's the impression I get.
When does Freddy get his slice of the salami? Or of the bread, I guess.
But I hope you've all enjoyed.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah. We will see you all next time for, not really even sure yet, but something else. And we have several choices. We just have to decide which one. They'll all be fun, though.
Yeah.
Y'all have yourselves a good one. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.